Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Modri with Crypto Gaming, and I have taken over Kingdom Warrior Radio. Let's go. Eric, how you doing, man?
Hey, what's going on? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Cool. So, for all those who are watching right now, like I said, I've taken over the radio. Here I am. And, but basically, what we're going to do here is a brief interview with Eric between myself and him. And I really appreciate, Eric, that you have me on and giving me this opportunity to interview you and interact with you live. So I appreciate that. And everybody, I see the link in the chat. Go ahead and like, share, let everybody know what's going on right now. We're going to have a great discussion between Eric and I. So how are you doing today, Eric?
Good, good, good. And on Twitter, I think if you see the at Kingdom Warrior on Twitter, we're giving out 250 King to someone who retweets. So we'll be doing that in the next 24 hours. Actually, 3 people we're giving out 250 King. And be on the lookout. We're also on our pinned tweet. We're going to have 4 NFTs being given away on our Kingdom Warrior Twitter over the next, basically in March, we're giving 4 NFTs, so 1 per week. And so we're going to have an evergreen tweet. So make sure you follow us on Twitter at Kingdom More NFT and get ready for some giveaways on there.
Nice. Awesome. I'm going to tweet this out too, let everybody know what's going on. Here we go. But yeah, it's pretty simple today. I think what we want to do is just go over kind of some questions about you and the team, and yeah, we'll go from there. But first question that I had was, can you give us a little bit of background on your experience with crypto and NFTs in particular?
Yeah, for sure. So crypto, I was in sales, doing freight and shipping at a company here in Wichita, Kansas, and I was out of business school, and I was kind of I think I was out of the army by that point, and it was 2018. I was just kind of out of the army doing freight and shipping, doing sales. And we actually, before that, I got into the software kind of like technology space because I was doing like technology logistics tracking for truckers, like the
Okay.
trucking industry, and then that's when I got into the shipping and trucking industry, basically moving the freight. I was the guy holding the contracts that was giving them to the truckers. They were moving them all over Canada and
All right.
America. So I was basically the middleman of that, and so that was a lot of fun. And then during that time, I was making basically like about 15-20,000 a month with my book of business over there. And so I was like, I need to invest in real estate, and what else was I hearing about? It was trending, it was Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all this stuff. So I need to start pouring some money into some things that were gonna make me some money, that are gonna multiply. I've heard of, obviously, Bitcoin at that point went to, in 2018 it was around 3 grand when I bought my first Bitcoin. And I still have that receipt on Gemini. I bought it with
Nice.
Gemini. It's a funny story about Gemini is those are the people who invented Gemini are the Winklevoss twins, who are now Bitcoin billionaires. And they actually, obviously, if you look at the social network, they were like supposedly one of the original ideas of Facebook, and they sued
Yeah.
Zuckerberg for, and obviously got super rich because for whatever their part in the Facebook creation.
Yeah. So what was the price of Bitcoin at the time you bought it?
I think it was like 3,200. And of
So
course,
less
of
than
course, I didn't. Of course,
oh
at
my
one time,
gosh.
I thought it was gonna go down, so I sold it way before it went to 60,000.
Oh no, so you don't have that original coin?
No, I have the
Oh,
receipt of
sad.
selling it and making like barely any compared to what I would have if I would have held.
Sell the receipt. Maybe that's worth something.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna make an NFT of the receipt of Eric's worst decision ever. I'm just gonna call it Eric's worst. I'm gonna make it holographic, and it's gonna be like Bitcoin at
There we go.
3,000.
I like it. That's awesome. So that's how you got into crypto, which is really cool because yeah, my journey into crypto is mainly because I had a friend at work, and he's like, "Hey, have you ever heard of crypto and all this stuff?" I'm like, "Yeah, I've heard of Bitcoin," and I'd never even heard of Ethereum or anything like that. So I was a noob entirely, and I kind of just like, whatever, like I don't have money right now to even pretend to invest in it. So I was just like, whatever. And 6 months later, another friend was like, "Hey, dude, you really want to look into this?" I was like, "Okay, cool." So I looked into it, and that second time when I actually put effort into it is when it clicked. And I know you've talked about how in the past you had that clicking moment too. Can you remind us about what that was, or when that was, or how that happened?
Is that for NFTs or for crypto?
For
Or both?
NFTs and how that worked. For me, it was crypto at first and why it's going to be the future, and how awesome DeFi and all that stuff is. But NFTs took a little bit later because I had just focused in and honed in so much on what crypto is and how it's the future, that I didn't even look into
Is your
NFTs.
Motri, for some reason your mic is a little, let us know in the comments, is Motri's mic a little scratchy? It's like it's real just kind of like
No, let's see.
it's like it sounds like kind of just like breaking out.
I wonder. Let's see if I can. I'll either talk less or see if I can fix this real fast in settings. But yeah, were you able to hear my question at least while I do that?
Yeah, yeah. So the question, I'll answer that real quick and then just see if you can mess with that. So basically, NFTs kind of, oh, they said sounds okay here, so that's good. Sounds
Okay.
okay. So maybe let me just take this, let me take this headset off. Okay. But maybe it's just a headset because it's kind of, I don't know if this is for the it's mainly for the mic. So yeah,
Yeah.
so when it clicked for me, NFTs and this Web3 technology, like the blockchain didn't really click. I mean, the blockchain clicked for me that it was an amazing ledger system, that it was
Mhm.
decentralized, and it was kind of like away from the big banks. I like that.
Yeah.
Um, oh, he said the video freezes, audio is good on my end. Oh, well, at least the audio is good.
Yeah.
So so they said, what happened? So they said, oh yeah, so that kind of made sense a little bit of blockchain, but I didn't. NFTs, obviously, it was in August of this year, or August of 2021, when I really just started diving into NFTs, and I was just making fun of NFTs just like everyone else was. Like, who are these people buying JPEGs? Like, I'll right click
Yeah.
save that board ape, and it's gonna, like, I could save it to my phone, and I'm a millionaire or something. Like, I was just kind of just making fun of everyone, just like, these people, these kids are, they're just a whole bunch of kids in their mom's basement, and they're, like,
Yeah.
NFTs are, for fools, or just kind of like, just kind of in my head, it's like these kids are like, just thinking like I'm too smart for that. Like, I wouldn't do that. And I kind
Yeah.
of like was like had that attitude for a while about NFTs because it's like, it just seems too good to be true, right? It's like
Yeah.
you sell a digital photo for, $1,000, $10,000, 20,000, or you flip it. It's like, wait, how do you flip a digital photo? Like, that doesn't make, like, there's really good photographers who have a hard time selling their photos. It's like, which my mom's a photographer, so I got like, I understand like taking pictures for schools and high schools and football teams, and trying to even get the parents to buy the picture of their kid that's like HD and like perfect, and it's even hard to even wrangle in the parents to be like,
ten
hey, pay
dollars.
pay $10 for this print, and you can go print it as many times as you want for
Yeah.
cheap at Walmart. It's like, I understand the digital, like, photography business, all that stuff. So I was just kind of just a skeptic, just like anyone else was out there. And then finally I looked into it. I got in some discords. I got in some, I just started asking questions in the Discord. So that when you're entering the NFT space, I would always recommend go to the Discord, go on
Yep.
Twitter and Discord. NFT community
Absolutely.
lives on Twitter and Discord. And then go into some of these Discords if you like the art, you kind of like even have a remotely, like, you enjoy the art. Like for Kingdom Warriors, people are like, you guys are not doing the animals, you're not doing all the different, like the dog and cat and the mouse and the parrot and the llama. Like, you guys are doing something super unique. No one's ever done this before, which is just like, yeah, we're not, there's a lot of just copycat projects. Everyone wants to do the next ape, rich ape,
For
fat
sure.
ape, poor ape, crazy ape. And it's just like
Homeless ape.
homeless ape. It's like, and we're, no one
Um,
does anything unique. So it's like,
Trademarked.
find something cool, find something cool, go look in the Discord
Yeah.
and just start asking questions about it. Hey, what is NFT? How do I learn more? Like,
For
if you
sure.
ask those questions in our Discord, for instance, we have 6 moderators, I think 7 now, that will basically lead you to NFT education, lead you to resources, lead you to all this wealth of information. I mean, just in our YouTube channel alone, we have a playlist for NFT education.
Yep.
We literally want to be the bridge to the 95% who is not adopted to this technology, because like I said, I was the corporate America guy that, went into entrepreneurship and then started like learning digital marketing and all this stuff. But And I knew the value in digital products because I was a digital marketer. So I knew that value. I've seen my mentor do $10 million online
Wow.
all through a digital course, program, meeting on Zoom, like adding value through the Wi-Fi, adding value through meeting with people remotely or virtually. So I understand the power of it. I understand, like, I was a person who paid $2,000 to get into that mastermind. Like I
Yeah.
was like this was the world I've been living in since leaving corporate America, was the, speaking, coaching, like basically adding value to people from online, right? So I'm
Yeah.
an online marketer at heart, at least over the past 3 years. And part of my background is marketing and international marketing. So it just was a perfect storm of putting all my skills together, from international marketing, which now we're in 60 nations, 24 languages.
That's
We're basically
awesome.
an international business, and we're marketing something we really are passionate about, something we really believe in,
Yeah.
something we're super excited about. And that's another thing, is like find something that you're passionate about and then market it and sell it. Because if you really believe in something, it's a disservice to not sell that product and service if you
No,
really
for
believe it'll
sure.
help people or give people more hope.
No, I agree with you.
So, what I guess to answer the question, what made it click was, I got into communities, I bought NFTs, and I made money with NFTs. I made my first $5,000. So I actually saw, like, I looked at my Ethereum. Ethereum's like a
Yeah.
little private bank you have at the top right hand corner of my computer, and it's a free wallet. And basically, I saw someone. I woke up and I saw a notification that someone bought a $300 NFT. I bought, or I got ran. It basically, the way NFTs work, if you don't know, it's like you buy it and then you didn't know what it was going to be. If you buy it during the launch, it revealed. I ended up getting a rare one. It was like this legend, or no, it wasn't legendary. It was just a rare knight with this
Nice.
emerald armor, and it was from a project called Averick Saga, which
Yeah.
in the future, as you know, we got to end up collabing with, which was kind of a cool, like, future
Really
story.
cool.
But when in the beginning of my journey back in August, buying like them and Meta Guardians, some other play to earn NFTs, which I was attracted to from the beginning, and of my, like, NFT journey. And so I ended up minting, yeah, so I bought it for, like, whatever, point zero 0.07 ETH or point 0.8 ETH,
Mhm.
point zero 0.08, and then so it was like 200, $350, and then I ended up selling it, listing it for 1.5 ETH, and then someone ended up buying it for 1.5 ETH. I saw the 5K in my 5K at the time in Ethereum, and I was like, "What the heck? I'm rich in Ethereum." Like, I didn't have that much Ethereum, like, because
Yeah.
at the time, like, I'm an entrepreneur, so I'm making some money, I'm
Yeah.
helping some clients, but, like, I didn't have that much liquid in Ethereum. I was like, now I've been working with my own business, like, hustling, grinding, working, helping clients, and, like,
Yeah.
you're making money. But for myself, I'm like, that was the first big thing that really made it click, was that I really made money for myself. Because until you actually make money in NFTs, till you actually, like, see the technology and see how you can build games, and you, like, see the blockchain, you mint an NFT, you taste and feel and see NFTs, right? You
Yeah.
see your NFTs in OpenSea, you see how you can list them,
Yep.
you can't just, like, speculate and look from a distance and be like, "Oh, that's NFTs, like, I'll never be a part of that." Once it's like a club, right? Like, if you
Mhm.
wanna know about a club, you don't ask people or go on Yelp, like, "Is that club, or is that in if you go inside that restaurant, is it gonna be nice?" I mean, you do go and see, but to really know if that restaurant and food was good, you gotta taste it, right?
Yeah. For sure.
That's what I
For sure.
that's why I tell people, go and actually, like, taste some of the chicken, taste and see some of the stuff, see some of the art, and taste some of the fruit of, like, the community and the stuff and the industry, and then you'll kind of that's when you're really gonna get an idea of the NFT community.
No, I agree. I agree, and that's a great story about how it clicked for you. It's basically you kind of took a leap, and then that leap paid off, and that's awesome. And then now it kind of segues really well, that whole lead up to how it clicked for you, into the next question I have, which is how long have you been working on or thinking about Kingdom Warriors, at any level, let alone, I know last year you were selling the lion banner art and all that
Mhm.
stuff, and that stuff's awesome.
Yeah.
When did it move into Kingdom Warriors in any capacity, not just the play to earn game or
So,
NFTs?
Kingdom Warriors, I think I was using that phrase a lot with some of my marketing and some of my, like, storytelling. Like, I was just talking about Kingdom Warriors, and I was just using the phrase a lot. about Kingdom Warriors, and that's just kind of like in my own circles. Like, I build communities. Like I have a clubhouse community that has 1.8 thousand people in there. Got a
Mm,
Facebook group with 800 people in there. So I've always like kind of just built communities and like made fun places for people to hang out. So that's kind of just one of my giftings. And so I've used that phrase a lot, Kingdom Warriors, and just like kingdom something, like kingdom, like, and just different words after that. And so as I was in the project, as I was in other projects, like I bought and sold 70 NFTs. I bought and sold about $20,000 worth of NFTs in volume, and then during that process, I was just basically I made a spreadsheet. I basically made a Google Doc of basically like some art. I was starting to get these like some downloads, like visions of like here,
mhm.
like if I did a project, I would want something like this. And I started putting pictures of some of the art that I would want it like.
Nice.
Here's how I'd want my community to be like. Here's what I don't want to do. Here's the things that I didn't like that happened when I bought this project, when this project rugged, when this project was undoxed, when this project like they led you on, but they were not going to fulfill. Like I wrote down all the things that I liked and I didn't like about NFT projects, and then I just looked at it like I did for my consultants, and like I was taught in business school, and like I did for my clients in the corporate world. It's called consultative sales, which means you ask questions and you ask questions and you find solutions for your customer and your client. So I looked at all the, as I was in those communities and as I saw all the questions and the things that people had issues with in the industry, I just like took note of what they had problems with and what they wanted. And then I was like, okay, let's like that. My goal over the next 3 to 5 years is going to be as like a consultative sales, like thinking of using the approach of solution oriented sales and solution oriented, community building and MT innovation. Like, what if we can solve all those problems for all those problems that these people had in these spaces, and what if we were able to build something like that? And then that's where it started. And
Mm,
then yeah, I just wrote it all down. And so one piece of advice I give to people that helped me a lot that someone told me was, if you have good ideas or you have and Moji, you are doing this because you even showed me recently that you're writing your ideas on paper and you're just growing and getting smarter. And like as you're getting in the space too, is like one of the things you have to do is it says write things down. Like you need to write plans down, whether it's your goals, your visions, if you want to exercise, if you want to make money, if you
mhm.
want to be healthier, if you want to have a better marriage, write it down and make an intention. Like I want to intentionally have a better marriage, intentionally, get in better shape. I want to, do this much volume in business and by this year. And then how are you going to do that? And then
Yeah.
that's something that changed my life when I started really writing things down. And then actually making plans of like even if it was, like, writing it down and then making somewhat a plan, like, and then figuring out, like, is this something for now or is this something for 10 years? 'Cause some of the things I wrote down are businesses I may only, like, start that app or start that project in, 10 years from now, 5 years from now.
Mm.
They're not all for today, so that's another question to ask is, like, is this for today or is this for in the future?
No, okay. Yeah, I appreciate that, the advice and that compliment as well. Yeah, that is what I've learned as well in this environment. And as I've grown older, I've had many opportunities or ideas that come, and I just kind of keep them on the back burner. And when it really started to come forward for me, or to move forward and meeting my goals, it really started happening when I wrote them down. And when I consulted with some close friends and confidants, that's when it became more real. Because I'm gonna echo what you said. That once you put the intention into it and any amount of effort into it, it can snowball, and that's what I'm working for, and I know that's what you're working for, and it's evident in the Discord and in this project that this is something you believe uh, in like really deeply to your soul. And that's what partly drove me to the community myself, is that example of this is what I believe in. I believe in, oh man, can you hear the jet flying over my house?
Got it.
Let's just give a second. Sorry.
Hey, you guys, make sure you guys smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, share this broadcast if you can, and also comment where you're watching from. That always helps us with engagement, boost the algorithm, and really just help get more traction, let more people hear this knowledge, that more people hear this education. And we're going to be doing weekly education, weekly giveaways. If you're new to NFTs, we're going to make opportunity for you to try to get your first NFT. We're going to try to get just help you even see like why NFTs, what's the value in them, and what's is there ROI in them? Is there all this stuff? So let us know where you're watching from. Shout out to um, Jurgen. Thank you for this inspiring presentation. Shout out to Natalie from Boise, Ohio. Boise, Ohio. Um, Sorry, Ohio, you guys almost had it. You guys almost had the championship this year, but soon I think you guys will get it. Chiefs didn't get it neither, so I can't say anything. Which speaking of Chiefs, I just found out we had shout out to we have a Kansas City Chief or former Kansas City Chief that is a holder in
Nice.
our project. His name is Jonathan like Moose or anyways, I was gonna shout him out soon. But his name is Jonathan Musa or like I don't know how to say his last name, but anyways, he played for the Chiefs, the Atlanta Falcons, and he holds 3 of our NFTs. So pretty
That's
cool how small
awesome.
the NFT world is, and a lot of sports players are really getting into it. So shout
They
out to
are.
Jonathan.
That's true. I think as NFT, you talk about value and how NFTs are really they are valuable. It's not just the copy paste JPEG because that's what I thought too. You hear the joke, oh, he's just selling JPEGs or he's buying JPEGs or she is or whatever. And I mean, yeah, sure, on the very superficial. But what's really great about communities like yours and other communities that I'm a part of is that you've seen the value of putting utility into the NFT, and that's what makes the JPEG not really a JPEG. It's a pass into X, Y, or Z. For you, you've provided charity opportunities. You've provided education, and not just education, but courses to improve yourself. And then you're welcoming to all these different people internationally, and so there's a lot of utility that is outside of monetary utility that you provide. And I think that's where NFTs are going in the future is if you don't provide that as an NFT producer, and you're just selling JPEGs because they're popular or fun, maybe here or there over the next decade you're going to get one because the art's really cool or it's super retro or whatever, and it's a callback to something else. One or two of those over the next decade or so, but the big ones are going to be the ones that provide that utility. So I think you're ahead of the game on that, and so good on you. And that kind of leads into the next question, which was, how did you gather the team that you have? Because you haven't mentioned your interactions with like Manny or Sean or even Andrew. I believe I remember you mentioning in another conversation that you and Andrew are friends for a while, have been friends for a while, or have known each other for a while. Can you elaborate on how you basically formed your team?
Yeah, that's actually really good, and just I mean, the breakdown of just the team was kinda just a I would say godsend, like a Avengers style, like godsend miracle because we we, like, I you people look at our team and they're like, "Man," like, and I've even, like, as we're starting to talk to some investors and talk to some people, they're like, "We don't like an idea or a project is cool, but you have to have a
Mm-hmm.
founder and a team to deliver." Like,
Mm-hmm.
can you actually fulfill what you're a team to fulfill this project and and so that's really it really that is really the backbone and what counts. And so so really it started with that mastermind, that $2,000 mastermind I paid for after as I was making good money in corporate America. I was like, man, I still need to level up. I need to figure out something um I need to figure out something basically like, I was almost, like, just thinking, like, how do I eventually make it to where I don't have to just, like, be in a corporate American job? Like, how do I figure out life? Because I had seen friends, I've seen people just doing some cool stuff, like, traveling and making money or just doing, like, I don't know, speaking on stages, like, talking, around the world, like, speaking on what they're really enjoyed or working on a company or idea that they really liked, and I was like, "Man," like so I was like, "I need to be around other people like that." So I paid to get
Yeah.
in the room which is even a utility that
Mm-hmm.
we did for us. When you're a holder, you're around other crypto millionaires, which I'm not even a crypto millionaire yet, but some of our people who believe in us, they are crypto millionaires. They've invested 20 to 100K and turned it into over $1 million in crypto. And like these people, I'm learning from them. And now they're
Yeah.
like, hey, Eric, I was as a utility because I love your project so much. I'm gonna teach, and do like let you interview me and let holders get access to this information, this knowledge, and how we do this. how we leverage, making $1 million make you 10,000 a month. And so you can live off the principal and you make 10,000 a month off of
Yeah.
your principal. And now you never have to touch the million. And then you make six figures off your million. So you never have to basically work again and you can live a good lifestyle with 10,000. Like who in the comments with 10,000 a month could live a good lifestyle if you never had to work again, your money just made 10,000 a month for you. And I
Yeah,
think
for
everyone would
sure.
raise their hand and say,
Yeah.
with 10,000 USD a month, I can live in Bali good, I can live in the Philippines good, I can live in any country good because a lot of countries, when you go
Yeah.
from USD, it actually is more. You can
Hmm.
actually live for cheaper in these other nations that have beautiful oceans, beautiful beaches. So I was like, I knew this lifestyle was real. I knew it was possible. And I just was just like, okay, I need to be around these people. I need to be networked with these people. I need to get in rooms with these people, conferences, Zoom rooms, wherever I need to go. So I started investing in this. And then that place, I was talking about some crypto and NFT ideas I had and like things I was doing in the NFT space, which was like very just like entry. Like I was just like, I had an idea, like basically, and then I posted it in this mastermind on a Facebook group. And then Andrew's fiance was like, "Hey, you need to get a hold of." And this was actually I only met Andrew literally after we became business partners. Like we he literally his
That's
fiance
awesome.
introduced. We're in the same mastermind, but the cool thing about this mastermind is everyone trusts each other in that mastermind for the most part because we all one where it's a paid mastermind, so you at least had to pay 2,000, and you have a lot of the core values if you're in that mastermind because you're like integrity, honor, and like we're all like looking to help each other as entrepreneurs. And so you kind of had that like culture, right?
Really
And so
cool.
that's what I really learned how to develop culture in communities like we do in Kingdom Warriors Discord. And so um actually, we're going to our conference, our annual conference in LA in a month. So I'm super excited. Andrew and I will meet for the first time. LA, our rapper, LA, shout out to LA.
Yeah.
He'll be out there with us. I think
Nice.
Manny lives in California. I don't know if Manny's going to the conference. But anyway, so long story short, his fiance connected us 5 months ago or 4 months. No, it was about maybe 3.5 months ago. Because the company's only 3.5. Like this all is like the stuff the space moves so quick, which
Yeah, it is.
um
It really does.
it moves so quick. So this company is like 3.5 years old or 3.5 years old, 3.5 months
Months.
old. And it was so we basically started and formed everything in November. Getting it, getting the Discord started, is getting everything off the ground. And basically just yeah, we talked. I showed him that what I talked to you about, the my
Yeah.
plan of how I would do it if I were to do it. Here's the characters, here's the name, here's how we would do it, here's some of the math. And yeah, we just I pitched it to him. He's like, "I'm in." He's like, "I've been doing crypto trading." He's like, "Some of the jobs are slow in LA because of COVID." Like he wasn't doing as much film work on some of the film sets and
Mm.
as an extra hand. And I pitched to three people and Manny was one of the people I pitched to, and Manny ended up becoming like ended up doing our app, and now he's a one of our strategic partners. So and then Jason was actually one of the people. Jason is part of who's helping us with our token. He owns over 10 of our NFTs now too. So he was one of the people I pitched to as well. So out of the three people I pitched it to and showed the idea to, the third person was like, "Hey, let's put in like 40K." So he put in like 40K, and I put in some funds, and we were like, "Let's develop it." And
Yeah.
that's how we got to recruit, the artists and developers who worked
That's
with Sony,
awesome.
Disney, and Marvel, is because we put in our own money to develop the app, to develop basically just to be like, look, at worst case scenario, like we're going to basically just like we're going all in. So at the worst case scenario, like we'll just keep building no matter if a million people meant or like however many people meant,
Yeah.
like we're just going to keep pushing and keep growing because we believe in it, and we're developing an app. We're developing obviously all the assets, the IP, the story. Like our book is already being over 30 to 30 pages plus written.
That's awesome.
An amazing story that we believe is going to be like a Luke Skywalker type story that really going to just take the world by storm. So
Yeah, I'm excited
we're
to
super
read about
excited.
Dario. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. And I would call it luck, but I know
I could tell you about the rest of the
coincidences.
people, but it basically was a series. Like once Andrew was in, and we had some funds. That was all we needed. A couple
Okay.
yeses. So they say at one person starting something's crazy. When you have two people, now you're like kind of getting some momentum. And then when you add some funds to that, and then obviously it's easier to
Yeah.
bring in people when you have some funds and you have a plan. And so we had funds, we had a plan, and then we just we just basically was just like, how do we steward these funds to basically make the best assets, the best partnerships, the best deals? And remember what my history, my background was $1 million deal making and
Yeah.
negotiations. Like, so I was like, all I did was negotiating all the time on the phone, on LinkedIn, and all that stuff, and then just bring in $1 million deals and clients and like and bring in big contract value. So, and that's what I'm doing for Kingdom Warriors. So if you're a holder in Kingdom Warriors, all I'm going to continue to do from the movie producers we bring and the the music, the musicians, the art, the gaming, all the stuff that we do is going to go into our game and stuff. I'm just going to keep bringing more value, more $1 million type deals to basically bring up our value, which brings up our shareholders or NFT holders value, which is you guys. So if you
Yeah.
want to get an NFT, let me know, DM me. We have ways you can get NFT without Ethereum and with Ethereum. So if you're new to
Nice.
crypto, we can get you onboarded with a free course and onboarded to show you how to do it. And if you have Ethereum and you're mint NFTs with Ethereum all the time on MetaMask, then we have that ready for you too.
It's awesome. Yeah, you talked about. I mean, I was going to describe it as luck, but I know you're a man of faith, and so am I. And I don't believe in coincidences, especially when it comes to opportunities that can improve the lives of those around you. So I don't see your meetings with Andrew's fiance and then Manny and all the team as luck as much as you were prepared to be able to take that skill set that you took from shipping and all that and really leverage it into something that's going to be helping people and is helping people currently. So congrats on that. And that kind of brings me to my next question that I'd like to talk about, which is, are there lessons you've learned as a man of faith and a husband and a father that you apply to this and other projects that you've worked on?
Yeah, 100%. And so I think kind of just being transparent and being real and authentic has been like something I've had to learn a lot from because I used to try to like think I had to be perfect, be polished up, and I have to be like this business guy that's always wearing a suit and always wearing a tie and I have perfect hair and perfect teeth and I'm just always like the silver tongue person that's always telling you exactly what you want to hear and it's like I'm having to learn as a husband, as a father to my kids when I'm messing up, and as a business guy and an NFT founder is like we're not perfect. Our like we have amazing developers, amazing artists, amazing team, but we're gonna think project deadlines and then we're a few days late. We're gonna project this being perfect and then we're still having some hiccups and some code and we got to fix some stuff up. And so, I just knowing that knowing and learning how I have to I'm gonna make mistakes, but I'm gonna have to own up to it and be like, "Hey, we made a mistake. Like I did this wrong. I over projected this. I thought we could move quicker because of this, and I thought we had more time." And so just really just learning how to, own up. Take a good book. You're in the military. I'm a ex paratrooper, so you were in the military too. So you're like Jocko Willink. A good book is Extreme Ownership, and
Mm-hmm.
that book really taught me is like in the military taught me is take accountability for your actions. Like if I made the mistake, if I said something, like I have to own up to it. And if I screw up, I have to own up to it. And so I've really just had to take that into in management, into business, into the NFT world. And because when you're authentic and if I just tell my stories and I just share like, man, I failed this many times and that's why I succeed. Like I screwed up this many times and that's how I learned how the solution. And it's okay because I think the world nowadays more than ever are looking for real people that actually will tell the bad and the good, more than just saying, "Oh, everything's perfect. I make $1 million a day, and my wife is perfect. My kids love me." Because I look at stories of even wealthy people, and I've interviewed quite a bit of wealthy people, and a lot of them have a lot more issues than you think, and they have
Mm-hmm.
harder marriages, and maybe they're, super busy with, business all the time. So even I would say even time management and like learning to hire people to help you. Like don't
Mm-hmm.
be afraid to spend money to hire people. If you're gonna have a happier wife, it'll be better for you to hire someone to help you on some
Yeah.
things that are taking up your time to free up your time as a leader so you can spend more time with your wife and kids because it would be if I had a super successful business and life, but my kids never saw me and my wife and I split up or she was like despised me, then none of it would be worth it.
True. No, I appreciate that, and I like the quote. that you have up there from Marcus quoting you. I failed so many times that, and that's why I succeeded. It's a really accurate statement. And that's what I've learned in my life too, is as I take ownership for the actions I make. And a lot of the times we get bogged down or pigeonholed into admitting, oh, well, I've made a mistake, right? Well, you can take ownership for your good decisions too, the ones that have brought you success. And I think that's a really important focus to have as well, where I'm going to own the things that that I made mistakes on, but I'm also going to own the things that I did right, because when you do that and you can own both, you can learn and grow a lot faster. Your growth is exponential, um, relative to just, oh well, yeah, I made a mistake, well, and so what, right? So I really appreciate that, that history on that and that advice, and I hope those who are watching really take that to heart too, because it's definitely true in my life too.
What's up, Space? Sell it to Space and Jurgen and NFT community. Yeah, Space, you guys fire up the Kingdom chat. You guys get the put at here and get our Kingdom chat on the Twitter and YouTube.
Yeah, let's go. Um, so I mean, we've had this conversation uh, on the back end. I really appreciate that you're focusing so much on the charity aspect. And I really like Precious, and her demeanor and her spirit seems so cool and so great. How did you meet her? Can you remind us how you met her
That's
again?
Manny. So Manny
Okay.
So Jason, I met Jason. Jason and I actually kind of got Jason Centeno. He's underneath the team, and
Mm,
he's actually wanted to start up an NFT project, and that we might kind of help him, bring up that because he wants to even basically just bring in some cool NFT projects, and like eventually, thing is with the whole metaverse and the whole thing about collaboration is, and the people who are doing NFTs well is they're collaborating. So the more cool projects that we can kind of collaborate with and just kind of like bring up and like basically all help each other like grow it is
mhm,
so Jason and I kind of got in the NFT space in August. We both like basically put some money up and was like, let's just make an NFT portfolio together. So we built
mhm,
in this NFT portfolio together. And then that's how we kind of got into space and learned and tested, and I was like basically the one like using my some of my skills to buy and sell and make
mhm,
offers, and just basically learn to make it even an NFT business out of just a portfolio, right? Um,
mhm,
and so we ended up so Jason and then Jason was in Manny's, group, which Manny, if you guys don't know, Manny is like he has speakers like Les Brown, who's like one of the best-selling authors and speakers like in America. He has clients like Les Brown that like will speak to Manny's like community. So Manny's like a
wow.
pretty big deal in the corporate like world, and just kind of just like networking and stuff. So yeah, and then bring Manny. I got connected with Manny, and then Manny yeah, ended up partnering with us and stuff. And so it's just cool to see like Manny was like, oh, I asked Manny, I said, we want, here's what I said. And this is the kind of going back to intention, right, guys? We
Mhm,
said one of the problems I saw with the charity, I saw some people donate to like United, like, United Way or some of those places that just get so much donations that you don't even know like where they're going to.
yeah, for
So
sure.
like I saw some of those like people say, "Oh, we're going to donate to some stuff," but then they ended up they just kind of were like, "Oh, it's just like you just basically just there's no face, there's no like
Yeah.
connection to it." And the biggest things I donate or I spend time and energy towards donating is like when I see people, like I actually get to talk to people, whether it's homeless or it's veterans or it's people that are struggling with mental health, and they just need a reminder that they're loved, they're known, and they're seen. Like
Yep.
I want to actually know that I'm having an impact. I want to know that because each one of you guys out there, like whether it's your money or your time or you speaking to someone, you impact people. You will change the world bad or good with what you say and what you do. And so like I just love impact, and I think like the reason why we're here on earth is to create impact and for
For sure.
good.
I
And
agree.
so I asked him, I said, "Who is someone that we can, like, donate to that's, like, either doing fighting sex trafficking?" Because the 2 things I want as a company or really wanna shine light on is fighting sex
Yep.
trafficking, and then, like, things like helping orphans and, like, widows, like, those are some things we're really like, how do we shine light? How do we help people, whether it's education, whether it's resources, whether it's in and he was like, "Oh, I know this girl I spoke at, Precious. I've spoken to some of her events and helped her raise some money." She's like, it's like, "I think I may be going to Uganda too in the summer maybe." on a mission out there, and I was like, man, that would be amazing. So I ended up asking. I was like, Manny got us on the phone. We got on a Zoom call. She was in Africa talking to me, in Uganda, just showing me like some of the. And I was like, man, this is awesome. Like we have an actual boots on the ground person, which he comes to LA and stuff to like do events, and she's like becoming a speaker and a neuroscientist, and like she built a whole
Mhm.
system to like bring orphans and people in Uganda up with medical resources, with this coaching and belief and teaching them values, which all of Kingdom Warrior is all about, is showing anyone who comes through our Discord how that they're like that they have potential, that they have greatness, that they can educate themselves, they can do anything they want to do if they just like set their mind to it. And so she kind of had a lot of alignment. Plus, my dad's from South Africa, so I just always had a heart for Africa. And since then, like if you can see, I got lions all over. Like I just love lions and like just I love animals, like especially like just like that, like lions, of course. Um, and so just Africa in general, like just it was just a lot of alignment, and we're like, "Look, we're the first 10% of our revenue we're giving to you guys,"
It's
and
awesome.
and now we're on this next project. Now we're also we're seeing it. It's either going to be 5% or 10% of the next one still going to Precious. So they actually have a piece of real estate they're really trying to get for that. If we basically if, once we sell out of the 3,033, we will that's really gonna help them just do so much with the real
For
estate,
sure.
get the piece of land, and then start building this medical center. So yeah, you guys are all a part of it. All the Kingdom Warriors out there, we appreciate you. Go to the charity channel. We have videos from them. They appreciate you guys so much. And she's also now starting to open the doors with some she says she has connections to some kings out there in Africa and some other nations, and some what is it called? Ambassadors who can basically help as we get more of our programs and our education, our systems to onboard people. They're going to start opening the doors to Africa. So one of the goals of Kingdom Warriors, we want to have 1 million, eventually get our play to earn game to where we have like 1 million scholarships or 1 million people in Africa logging on and playing the Kingdom Warriors game down the road.
No, I love all that, and I love that again through Providence you met Precious, and you're able to provide this for them. And I obviously wish the highest degree of success for your project, because I want them to succeed as well, and that's a really cool goal to be able to get up to that 1 million, and even include the scholarship role, so that I mean, that's what's so cool about crypto, man, is it
And explain
can,
scholarships, because I didn't really explain it. So explain a little bit
yeah,
about scholarships and the fact that you don't even if you don't have the money to buy the 0.070
yep.
dollar NFT, how a scholarship works and how someone in Africa or the Philippines or another country can actually play and make a profit from that a game, play during game.
Yeah, no, I don't know that as in depth as probably you'd want, but my understanding essentially is that you are able to quote unquote rent out or lease your NFT to somebody who, like you said, doesn't have that 0.07 or that 1 ETH or whatever, and they can access and use your NFT for their behalf, and you basically share the profit, and they're able to uh, play to earn, even without having to invest a large sum of money. And so by providing that utility to those who are playing Kingdom Warriors, I think that's awesome. And like you said earlier, $1,000 in USD can be a huge deal in a less fortunate country. That $1,000 could be good living every month, all the time. And so by providing this ability to earn crypto that has actual monetary value that they can trade in for goods and services in their country, I man that's a huge portion of why I really like cryptocurrencies and NFTs in this project.
Wow, you said you didn't know. You're like a master. That was like that was way better than I would have explained it. So that's why I was like, I want other people to sometimes explain, because I'm like I like sometimes paint pictures for people, but that's why I like doing stuff with like Sean and you, because you guys have a different brain and like be able to like logically explain something. You explained that super well.
Oh, I
And shout
appreciate
out to
that.
Marcus. Marcus said, I myself am part African. My mom is always helping out with the charities there. And I told her about this project, and she is honestly so happy that this is a community which I am a part of. That's awesome. Shout out to your mom, and yeah, shout out to all the moms out there that are supporting charities, that are supporting,
Yeah.
things, really just good deeds all around the world, and just raising kids. And my mom is the one who got me into giving back and charity. My dad was he was the South African that's like, no, no, I don't want to write checks. Like I'm keeping our money. My dad didn't really like giving, and my mom was like always giving. So they were the balance.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, shout out to Marcus and your mom. I love that too. And I I mean, I'm only part of the community because I heard about it and I won a whitelist and I was like, oh, this art's awesome. Let's take part. It's a play to earn roadmap's really cool and everything. But yeah, I'm glad to be a part of it, and I'm glad you're here, Marcus, and all the other Kingdom Warriors that are out there. I love this community, and I think we coming up on time. Do you know?
Oh yeah, we are. It's 48 minutes, and I think let's see, yeah, I think we got like 10 minutes.
Cool. Let's do some rapid fire, and we're gonna since I do a gaming channel, I'm gonna ask some game related stuff. But let's do kind of quick answers because I've got one final question that I think is gonna help the community the most for making sure that we grow the community. But do you play any games at all right now, even in your busy schedule?
It has been hard right now, so I do not play any video games right now.
Yeah, that's understandable. I believe it. If you had, or not if you had time, but what's your favorite video game of all time?
Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. And on
Oh
the play to
man.
games, I actually there's a Creeps play to earn game. That's the only game I've played so far that's play to earn.
Okay, cool.
Of Creeps.
Yeah, no, Ocarina of Time is my favorite, and then it's Horizon Zero Dawn. I don't know if you've ever played
Is
that
that the
one.
new one?
It's the first one, but Horizon Forbidden West is the new one, and apparently
Nice.
it's incredible. The
Yeah, I'm gonna
first
have
one.
to get it. Yeah,
If you ever have time, bro.
yeah,
Same here.
definitely.
Like my brother was telling me about it yesterday, and I was like, "Oh, I really got to play." And then I reviewed my schedule, and I said, "I don't have time to play, so I won't be
Yeah.
playing."
I think about my schedule, and because here's the deal right now is at night I like have to spend time with my wife. Like when I'm
Yeah,
not building Kingdom Warriors, and some people think like you want to leave to 9 to 5 to build something like this. I'll tell you, Kingdom Warriors is like a 12. It's like a 7 to 7. Like
yeah,
it's like a 12-hour gig right now, which
for
is
sure,
fine because it's like I love it and it doesn't really ever feel like too much crazy. But there is sometimes like you do got to balance for sure.
for sure. And that's kind of how I take it right now too. I have my regular job, and then even do this stuff, and then I have my own projects I'm working on, and I have my
Mhm.
family. So my family takes priority once it's about 5 o'clock, and until it's about 9, and then they all go to bed. So I can work on other stuff. But so I know how you feel, but not as much pressure as you're going through. So thanks for the hard work and dedication. Second or last gaming question. I know it's really kind of hush hush right now, and you're keeping it really close to the vest, but is there anything you can tease for the play to earn that hasn't already been released or that you want to really get people jazzed about?
Yeah, so we have this like revolutionary time-based game that Monty, our developer, is working on, which is, if you've looked at some of the play to earn where it's like kind of on the Ethereum blockchain, where it's like this Wizards and Dragons or Wolf game. We have this like time-based game where it's like Kingdom Warriors and different bases and different kingdoms.
Mhm.
And we have this cool thing that we're working on with the code and it's just it's gonna be revolutionary and I really think it's gonna really take off once people start playing it and are able to experience that sometime in April. So I'm just super excited. And yeah, just super excited to let more people test. The first thing they'll be able to test is protecting the kingdom and basically
Nice.
staking your NFT and protecting the kingdom and basically earning your tokens, which we're looking. I just saw the preview of that, which we'll hopefully be able to release soon. It's looking amazing, and I think we're going to be able to this weekend. If you're a holder of NFT, you're going to be earning that every day tokens. 300 tokens for Gen 1, 200 for Gen 2.
That's awesome. I can't wait for the P2E game. Honestly, that's what Marcus says. I agree with you, man. I can't wait either. Um, uh, is there an I know we've talked about RPG aspects in the first iteration that you're going to be letting people into. Is there going to be at least a small amount of RPG aspect to it
Um,
role-playing game for those people who are new to NFTs and or
Yeah, it's gonna
video
be
games.
somewhat role playing, like making some moves and making some decisions, but it's not the first what I guess they call MVP. The first MVP is gonna be a little more simple, just playing, and it's gonna be
Yeah,
more for people who aren't gonna be having to spend too much time on it. They're not gonna be too hooked on it. They're gonna be able
yeah,
to make some moves per day, but and then passively make more. And then if you're just staked, you're gonna be able to earn if someone just wants to be a shareholder and they just want to own
mhm,
an NFT, they could stake it and forget it, and a year, 2 years later, let us build and to see your value go up. But for
yeah,
some people who wanna play and do some, things, you're gonna have that. And then basically the next iteration is gonna keep getting deeper into role playing and decision
nice,
making and the fantasy, and it's gonna just keep getting deeper. And as you guys know, like, we need, our developer has a ton of other more devs too that he can basically bring under him as we basically hit these milestones in revenue. So the more and that we're even looking at, we actually have some potential VCs that are looking at us. So
nice,
the more revenue we have, it gives us more ability to build the bigger scale games now,
for sure.
um, versus, right now we have to keep it somewhat simple, and because Web3 gaming is so new, so there's only so much you could do with graphics and code
Yep,
currently, but there is, I mean, obviously, whether you have if you have a huge team, you can build this stuff out in Unity and be playing and earning tokens. It's a lot more work building these 3D worlds out and stuff.
for sure, for sure. And for those watching, when he said MVP, it's not most valuable player. When you're in developing, it's minimum viable product. So you're basically getting that very simple version of what you're going to do in the future. So what we're going to get a hold of is the very basic usable version of the game, and then from there we're going to go and go to the moon. But since we're butting up on time, the last thing I wanted to talk about first is thanks for giving me the time and this opportunity. I love talking to you, Eric, and I love listening to you build other people up and learn and educate. And then I love the community, but and you know better than anybody how awesome this community is. So we all want to see the projects succeed. When we tell our family and friends about their project, what's the one thing that you would tell us or you would urge us to communicate to those people who might not even be interested or even some interest? What would you tell those people, us, the community, to tell them to get them really hooked onto your project? What makes it stand out?
Yeah. So what something I tell people right now is, would you basically, and I'm coming a little bit from the real estate. I flipped some real estate and contracts in real estate, and like in the investment world, is I would just say, like, would you want to own basically, would you want to own a share in the next Disney or Marvel? And so
Mm,
basically I call it Kingdom Disney or Marvel. So basically like a company that's of impact like Disney and Marvel. Like, imagine if Disney and Marvel just all they wanted to do was impact people and create amazing arts, music, and entertainment. So that's
mm,
what we're doing. Amazing art, music, entertainment, but for impact. And you can at the ground floor, you can have an NFT basically share in this growing up, So basically, like, would you want to be a part of, the next Disney or Marvel Kingdom Media Company? And basically, like, let me show you how this is like that. And we have people who have built stuff with Disney, Marvel, and Sony, and now we're building Kingdom Warriors from the ground up. And so you have an ability to have these generation 1 and 2 shares, NFT shares in this project. So they're
awesome.
building into the whole, passively the equity, pouring back money back into the token and the tokenomics to go back to the NFT holders.
So the power and reach of Disney and its ability to produce, but also with the added and incredible benefit to impact the lives of those who are involved. That's
Yeah,
that's what I got from that.
100%.
Awesome. Well, Eric, again, man, thank you so much for letting me do this, and love your Kingdom Warrior project and the community. And we'll talk to you guys later.
Awesome. And so if you're watching the replay, make sure to subscribe. Let us know where you're watching from. Let us know what helped you the most. We'll see you on the next one.
Have a good day, guys.
Peace.